Peace, abundance, and prosperity. Peace, abundance, and prosperity. Peace, 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 peace. Earth Goddess Gang. Welcome to Earth Goddess TV. If you're new, welcome. Here we talk about spirituality and astrology. And if you are not new, y'all know what time it is. Earth Goddess Gang. Right now, I'm shuffling for my intuitive message. So today, what I'm going to talk about is basically my opinion on progressed and natal charts, if I think natal charts are useful, anything of that nature. So actually, before I do that, I'm going to pull an intuitive message. So right now, I'm just shuffling. And what I noticed earlier this morning and yesterday, I meant to mention I had pulled up my app, my planet tracker, and I noticed it's a very unique energy going on with the planets. We have actually 3 planets in conjunction, which is very, very rare. I believe it's Jupiter, Saturn, and I believe Mercury is that 3rd planet that's in conjunction. And I was actually just thinking about how these energies will actually play out in the masses. I just want to see actually how these energies actually play out in Hollywood and entertainment as well, because you have your Jupiter, which is like your higher learning, your education, your expansion. Then you have your Mercury, which is your communicator. Then you have your Saturn, which is your disciplinary, your restrictor, basically your practical way of getting things done. So I wouldn't say necessarily that Jupiter and Saturn are enemies. They're more neutral in a sense, because they can see each other's way and ideal of doing things, but they have completely different ways of seeing things and getting things done. So then with the Mercury, the Mercury energy here, the communicator energy here, I just thought it would be very unique, because I think Mercury would actually fit right in between Saturn and Jupiter, because it's a communicator energy. So with that energy, it can work out very well. It can understand Saturn's way of doing things, and it can also understand Jupiter's way of doing things, and it can effectively communicate, those ideas. The only issue that I may see that may be an issue is the Saturn. I forgot to look up what sign they were in. If I wasn't mistaken, I believe it's Capricorn, but I have to double check. So I'm just interested to see how these energies are going to play out in like our entertainment world. What else is going to happen? Because I just thought about that U.S. Capitol incident, and I was like, you know what, So just along with that, just seeing, what else is going to happen with these energies. Because it was in place yesterday when I seen these astrological alignments, and this morning when I looked at my phone. So enough about that, you all. We'll just keep your eyes open and see what else is going to come out, basically, when it comes to the public, as far as in what they're trying to get us to see and things like that. So this next card I have is basically, what do I resist feeling right now? We have to feel it to heal it. In order to let go of pain, we first have to honor its existence. Emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it, we can then release what no longer serves us. Today's soul action: allow yourself to feel this wave. Let it move through you. No matter how long it lasts. Then release it back to the ocean. Feel it, heal it. Enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. Yes. This card is definitely, now that I actually think about it, and when you actually think about it, think about the things that you're resisting right now. Things that you're maybe avoiding feeling because you don't want to experience the uncomfortable emotions or thoughts that may come, with, feeling certain things. But it's comfortable because now we're moving more into the age where you have to live more in your truth to live, a fruitful and decent life. So this is the time, especially with how these energies are aligned, to definitely look at, things that you may are avoiding, and things that you may need to look deeper upon on healing. So what I wanted to talk about basically was progressed natal charts. Um, I know a lot of people, some people, I'm not going to say a lot, some people are not really familiar with what a progressed chart is. And basically, a progressed chart is basically just astrological points right now in your current walking life. So we can pull up a chart of your current positions and where they are aligned now. And basically, your birth chart is just basically like a snapshot of basically your astrological positions when you first took your breath here, basically at your time of birth. So, birth chart, natal chart is basically what the alignments were when you first were born, and your progress chart is basically your astrological alignments now as of this present day. So there is a lot of I want to say questions around if natal charts and birth charts, if birth charts are even relevant or if they even matter, should people even use them? And I kind of look at things from like a unemotional standpoint, and I personally believe your birth chart is important. Excuse me, simply because if you in order to really go forward or move forward in life, you kind of have to understand where you are so you can strengthen any weaknesses or sharpen any strengths that you may have to work to your favor. So it's always important to know where you're starting from and what energies you're currently where you were working with, so you can grow and transgress and transition those out of those energies if need be to learn those particular life lessons. So the birth chart is important, and simply because if you haven't really done the healing work on an internal level, then you may still reside or resonate with some of those energies that are in your birth chart. Now, it's not to say that when you pull up your progress chart that some of your energies or your astrological alignments may have may have not changed. If they have changed, that means you've probably grown in some areas, or some of those older energies don't resonate with you as much as they did at the time of birth. So I think it's always good to have just like a reference, to go back and forth to see where you were and where you currently are. And if you see things that are currently in your chart that are still currently within the same astrological alignment with the time of birth, there you could better see what things you're experiencing and how you're experiencing them and why you're experiencing them by looking at your current progress chart. So yes, I believe progress charts are important. I do believe natal charts are important because again, if you haven't done the work, a lot of the time you will resonate with things that are in your natal chart, and your progress chart just gives you basically a snapshot of where you are, things that you're currently moving towards, or things that you still probably need to work on. So that was just like my quick, rundown on basically on my opinion on birth charts and progress charts, their importance in astrology. Some people, do feel that, you need to throw away the birth chart, and I do respect everyone's opinion. But as you all know, my beliefs, is always a good place to look at where you are so you can know where you're currently going. So that was it for my quick astrological view on basically progress and birth charts. And make sure you still sit through my 12 zodiac on what I like about each zodiac series. And I will see you all on the next upload.